Did you take part in the vote last night?
I did. I didn't see all of the argy-bargy that's been reported. I saw some of it in members' lobby, and certainly could feel the pressure that Conservative MPs are under, and ultimately so many of them buckle to put party before constituency and country. But I guess all I'd say this morning is that it's really not about the psychodrama of the Conservative Party. It's about the consequences of this chaos for the country, for people whose mortgages are going up, whose bills are going up, for the big crises in our country, like the crisis in the NHS, the biggest in its history, going unaddressed. That's the consequence of this chaos. And that's why today in his speech to the TUC, Keir Starmer is setting out Labour's plans for the economy, to get growth going, to tackle the cost of living crisis. And I'm here in Greater Manchester talking to health service leaders about Labour's plan to arrest the crisis in the NHS and make it fit for the future, to give people confidence that in contrast to this rabble of a government we see with the Conservatives, there is a credible government in waiting to be led by Keir Starmer.
This motion was brought by Labour. It was never about fracking. You wanted to give the Prime Minister a bloody nose. So how much responsibility does Labour have to take for what happened yesterday?
Well, this is very much about fracking, and it is about the irresponsible short-termist choices that the Conservatives are making. It was also about holding the Conservatives to their own manifesto, which seems to have gone out the window. And look, we'll take responsibility for many things. We'd love to have the responsibility of being in government, by the way. That's for the voters to decide at the next election. But we're certainly not going to take responsibility for the rabble that we see calling itself a government. And this is the kicker. Liz Truss may be gone in days, she may be gone in hours, and then what? We get another Conservative MP, another arsonist who helped to start the fire, now pretending they're going to be the fire brigade? I don't think so. I think people know now that it's not just a change of Prime Minister we need a change in government. And that's why we are keen, especially this morning and throughout the coming days and weeks, to emphasise we're not just about attacking this shambles of a government. We have a serious alternative, a serious leader with a serious plan and a serious team to deliver it.
Except your plan failed. You were looking for a sizeable Tory rebellion and it didn't happen. They filled it in behind her.
Well, and voters will remember that at the next election. I mean, how dare these Conservatives who stood on a manifesto against fracking, who made solemn pledges to their constituents, who've been writing to their constituents in recent weeks to outline their principled opposition, crumbling in the face of a shambolic number 10, where we don't even know if the chief whip is still in post or not. I mean, for goodness sake, guys, grow a backbone, stand up for your constituents, stand up for your country. And given the shambles we've seen in recent days, and given the fact that so much of the pain people are feeling in their pockets is as a direct consequence of the choices that Liz Truss made when she came in, why are Conservative MPs tolerating this? What more will it take for them to put their constituents and their country before their party? I don't know. And frankly, they're out of time. They're out of ideas. And I'm afraid the public are out of patience. And that's why we're keen to demonstrate that Labour has a serious plan, an alternative that people can have confidence in. And don't just take my word for it. The chairman of Tesco was saying last weekend, wasn't he, that when it comes to economic growth, there's only one team on the pitch, and that's Labour.
Yeah, and every little helps. But you know what? They're not out of time, are they? They've got another 2 years in power, if they so choose. And the Prime Minister says she has a plan.
I mean, the Prime Minister can say what she likes. She's not going to be there for much longer, is she? And I think people know that there's lots of big challenges going on in the world at the moment, and the voters will be willing to cut the government some slack on things like the war in Ukraine and the consequence that has for our country. But they will not forgive or forget the fact that ideological dogma from Liz Truss, cheered by Conservative MPs, let's not forget, when she went ahead with this kamikaze budget, has led to them seeing direct increases in their mortgage costs, in their bills. We've got business slamming the brakes on investment because the UK looks like a basket case. And that's why Keir's setting out our plan for the economy to help working people. That's why I'm here today talking about how I will deliver the biggest expansion, or one of the biggest expansions of the NHS workforce in history, to grip the crisis we see with the biggest backlogs, but also to make the NHS fit for the future. Because we want people to know that in the face of this rabble, there is an alternative. And we're not sat here with our feet up, enjoying the chaos in government. we're preparing for government and we're serious about the challenge. And frankly, we're worried. We're worried about what we're going to inherit, because every day these guys are in office making more disastrous decisions, our challenge becomes that much greater. And the pain that people are feeling in their pockets and the agony that families and businesses are going through will worsen. So my message to Conservative MPs today is get a grip and then get out of the way. Call a general election. Let's let the people decide who they trust to government, and let the people decide who they trust to give Britain the fresh start that it deserves.
But why on earth, you know, given what the polls are saying, why on earth would they do that? It'd be like turkeys voting for Christmas.
Well, indeed. And I think that is the danger, that this government just staggers on, you know, like a drunken sailor lurching from one side of the street to the other, you know, picking fights and scraps along the way, as we literally saw in the Palace of Westminster last night. I think Britain deserves better than this. And I'd just say to Conservative MPs, if you think things can't get worse than this in the polls, you be careful what you wish for. I think their responsibility now is to get a grip and then get out of the way. Call a general election, put your manifesto to the people, seek a fresh mandate because you're breaking promises left, right and centre, and then people can compare the Conservatives' record with Labour's plan, and only the country can win in that scenario.
OK. Always good to see you, Wes Streeting. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Kate.